blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo. Because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blickety black, 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 I'm black, 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 y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
We ready, King? 1, 2, 3.
Boom, ba boom, ba boom, 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 ba 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 boom, ba boom, ba boom, boom, boom. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, 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 ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, boom, boom.
Now that's better. All we need is a drummer for people who only need a beat. Now give me some drumming. Now someone add me some guitar to make it easy to move your feet.
Someone had me some bottom, so the dancers just won't hide.
Like to hear my organ. I said, ride, Sally, ride. And you might want to hear my horn blow, sitting there on the throne.
Man, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Chris, I'm sorry. Eris, I'm sorry. Listeners, I'm sorry. Martin, the fuck was your problem, man? Why'd you say yes?
First off,
How
the
did
fact
you
that you're
say-
apologizing to me like this movie somehow hurt me, I'm like, it didn't hurt
It
me.
did. It had to hurt you. Chris, it had to hurt you. Because think about it. You and I, we left and we saw a proud Black Knight called Black Panther. And we got to see black people all wonderful, cheering and all that. And what really happens when, you know, us as African Americans give a fuck what we can produce. And then we watch Black Knight.
Oh.
You know what? Hey, guys.
Was this the start of Martin's downturn?
No. To be honest, his slump really came in like the late 90s. No, I take that back. It was more hit or miss. Because think about this. From after Bad Boys, he did Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Okay. Decent movie.
You know,
Critical.
decent movie.
Yeah.
Decent movie.
Yeah.
Then he did the movie that everybody forgot about, Nothing to Lose.
Yeah.
Then he did the movie that turned out to be a super smash hit,
Life. Yeah.
Then you turn around and do Blue Streak. Decent movie. People still like, you know, you got your fans of that movie, but a lot of people forget about it. Then he comes around and does Big Mama's House,
which is a huge movie. It's
Huge
huge
movie.
for him.
The following year, he did What's the Worst That Could Happen.
Underrated movie because I love Danny DeVito.
And to his other huge hit, Life. I love you to death, Martin, but that was more of the ensemble that was with it, because that was not only and Eddie Murphy. And the one thing,
it was him, Eddie, and everybody that was involved in that movie.
That's the funny thing, and actually that goes into this movie. If you notice, Martin is really good bouncing off of somebody. Yeah. You know, he's really good at bouncing off of somebody. Like even a house party, him bouncing off a play, treating them like shit, he can bounce off of that. In Martin, the fact that he had Cole being stupid, Tommy being Tommy, and
no, D, hold on, Tommy being tall and bald.
Going tall and bald. And actually Tommy was a good bounce off because they had their moments. Like one of my favorite top 4 moments on the show was, what does that mean? I got the draws. What does that mean? I got the draws.
Looks back at the jury and the judge. Yeah, he got the draws.
But he has something to bounce off on. And even in Blue Streak, he had several people he can bounce off of, but he had something he was able to bounce off of. And Nothing to Lose, Tim Robbins, say what you want to about him being plain, he had something to bounce off of. Bad Boys, him and Will Smith are actually very good together. Black Knight, he had nothing.
Not even Tom Wilkinson could say
that. Now keep in mind, Black Knight and What's the Worst That Could Happen both came out in the same year. And then he turned around and went back to stand-up, was a stand-up film of Run Tell That.
Big movie.
Very big movie.
Yep.
It was. Everybody thought this was like his second or third win for himself.
Which it kind of sort of was, and then, National Security happened, Bad Boys 2 happened, Rebound, Big Mama's House 2, and then he got another big one with Open Season because, hey, you could somehow rebound with cartoons, and then you do Wild Hogs.
But it's even funny when you see all of them, he had something to bounce off of. Even in Open Season, he the way the script was set up was for him and Ashton Kutcher, who knew, to bounce off.
I know, right? You got punked.
And even in Bad Boys 2, and I know Eric says I know not even Eric, all of us said our thing when it came to Bad Boys. Comparing Bad Boys 2 to Bad Boys 1 is like comparing a good, well-written video game to the sequel just being a big old shoot 'em up. Sure, but it was still something. It was still something there. Again, Black Knight, Rebound, and even Wild Hogs to an extent, Martin had nothing to work with.
He had something to, at least he had Tim Allen and fucking William Macy and fucking what's his face? Travolta. At least he had them to bounce off of, even though Tim Allen is supremely hit and miss, which I question why did I watch the first 2 seasons of Home Improvement?
No, you know what? See, here's the thing about Home Improvement. Number 1, we were kids, and number 2, Home Improvement, say what you will, it was actually a good, well-written show.
Yeah.
It's just that Tim Allen, by the time, much like Martin, by the time the mid 2000s kicked in, him and Martin had this little slump of everybody saying you're not funny no more.
And he only had that one movie, which was the Santa Claus movies, to really hold him up. If you really think about it, too. Just like Martin had the Big Mama House movies.
Yep, and that's the funny thing too. I never watched the third one. I heard people say it was okay.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Martin Short.
Really?
Martin Short actually steals the show in the third one. I'm like, wow, Martin Short.
But even I'm talking about Big Mama's House 3.
Oh, 3,
I never watched
3
that.
3 was just like, yo, cash grab like a motherfucker.
Wow, somebody told me it was all right, but then again, this same person said it was all right. Just told me that Black Panther was the most greatest action movie ever made, and nothing else can touch it. And blah 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 blah. So yeah, you know how that.
Real too. I felt bad for Brandon T. Jackson because it's like, yo, what are you doing in this movie, man? I actually liked you in Lottery
You know what he
Ticket.
said, dude? You like Lottery Ticket?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Dude, Lottery Ticket is underrated, but at the same time, it's like this shit ain't funny.
It's like it's a ridiculous movie, but it's like it's one of those feel good things with the frickin' like the only thing that miffed me about Lottery Ticket is like you made this bully very unbeatable. This is ridiculous. Like why? What are we doing here?
It felt like they were just redoing Friday, just had it centered around.
If Debo had Cinemo activated the whole movie and shit, basically.
If Debo had sex with if Debo had sex with like China and they birthed a child, that's what it was, man.
I'm like, guys, as much as I really, really would love to discuss more entertaining films, let's
look.
Can we please look? CJ. Sorry, I'm gonna need all three of us to go ahead and Whitehurst this movie.
No.
Please.
Well, I'm going into this movie because I'll say one thing. Hey, Marsha, man, I love you. You kind of on my top 20 list of women that I find hot and stuff.
How's she on the top 20 list when you barely see her?
Hey, no, sir. I did watch White Collar on USA. There's a lot of USA shows you don't know. I watched.
Hold on. I'm just about to burst your bubble. Who starred in White Collar?
Fuck, I forgot, man. I just know she was the one.
You don't watch White Collar. Shut up.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it just for her.
All right, better yet. Okay, I'll give you one more. Who was the other chick that was in White Collar?
Shit. Tiffany Thiessen. No. Tiffany Thiessen. I know Tiffany Thiessen was in it. All right,
there you go. Okay, I'm going to give you one low-hanging fruit. And it's Black History Month, and you better not get this wrong. And you better not be looking at IMDb.
I'm not.
Who was the famous black woman that was in White Collar?
How many seconds I got? Because I'm really thinking hard.
God, you probably won't
get
this.
No, can you give me a hint? Because that at least might help me a little bit.
She was sexy even when she was on Dynasty.
Oh shit, Diane Carroll.
There you go.
Okay, all right. It was like Dynasty. I was like, yeah, Diane Carroll, the only like black chick on.
That being said, and I say this with all respect to her, she is pretty. You haven't done shit enough for me to even put you on no top of anything. You haven't.
Here's the thing: I'm looking at Marsha, but like the thing of it is, I was looking at Marsha Thompson. And I'm like, yo, why are you in this movie?
No, you know why she's in that movie? She needed a jumping off point, and amazingly enough, this was her jumping off point.
I thought,
what?
Real talk. Before I went back and saw this movie, though, I thought Haunted Mansion was a drop her start. Dead serious. I watched that movie. I was like, oh, it's Marsha Thompson, and I was like, I completely forgot she was in this movie till I rewatched. And I was like, oh shit, she was in this movie.
Like, look, Marsha Thompson, she was harmless in this movie. Like
harmless.
Yeah, harmless.
Black chick without being a token black chick.
Like she did. Like I don't fault her for doing her role in the movie. I will point this out to you guys, and yes, we will all be dead if we do this. Everybody, please take a drink every time the camera does a close up on Martin's mugging.
Oh God! You remember that, Eris? You remember I said that we still might be doing bushwhack, but I think we already done it. There you go.
This was the move. Like, all right. So this is 2001's Bushwhacked.
Yep. They know it's a weak script. They got a couple of funny lines in there, and they gave it to somebody who could pretty much mug and maybe squeeze a joke out of it. There you go, Martin.
Hey, real talk though. Yo, Hollywood set Gil Junger as the director. They set that mother up for failure from jump. How do you go from 10 Things I Hate About You, hot teen comedy, you got Heath Ledger and all these actors and stuff, and everybody's loving you, and they're like, hey, we got a script with Martin Lawrence, Black Knight, you want to take it? Sure. And he hasn't done shit since.
Dude, and it's sad because, I was like, come on, it ain't that good. I got to think about white people loved it, D. Yeah, they did. I was going to say, that movie wasn't that good, but you're right. How do you get set up with a good movie and then all of a sudden you get that slid over to you and you say yes?
And then, dude,
you say yes.
And here's the sad part. After this, he got relegated to just directing television films. I'm like, God damn.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Any good television?
Who was this again?
Gil Junger. He is the director of Black Knight.
Okay, yeah, no wonder I haven't heard of it. I have not heard his name since.
Boy, you mean to tell me that this movie... And see, here's the funny thing, and it's actually a weird thing about these time disparity movies, man, that usually when you get these movies, the cast around them do something better, or they go into something better, or the people, or it does really well, despite it being a shitty movie. If you look at motherfucking... all right, for a good example, Beastmaster 2, shitty movie. But guess what? Karen Wurr ended up going on Sliders after that, and James Avery ended up being on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hey, both good shows, ended up some good coming out of it, except Wings Hauser. He didn't do shit after that. But then you get
second time you mentioned Wings Hauser, by the way, just putting that out there.
Dude. Blame Riff Tracks. Anyway, then you got Masters of the Universe. All right. Wait a minute, D. Who bounced Will in that? Amazingly, Courtney Cox. She actually ended up.
It's like 6 years later, friends.
Yeah, I know. And and you can pretty much say that Dolph Lundgren actually saved himself out of that. No, he didn't. But the point is,
hey, look. He had to go through some troubled times, but he bounced back.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, he had to wait for a while till he got to Universal Soldier, and even then, I can't even give that to him. That was more John Claude, but whatever.
Frank Langella bounced back. He popped up in fucking another Star Trek movie after that.
Man, yeah, Langella was always in that realm. He was going to say yes to some shit like that. But even with all and then the prime example, King Arthur's Court. I mean, Kid in King Arthur's Court. Freaking Daniel Craig was in that thing. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yo, there was a couple of people in that movie too. I forgot who else was in that though. Not Jason. I'm going to say Jason Biggs. The kid, not the kid though. But
the dude, he was in American Pie and shit. Yeah.
Jason Biggs.
No. The other one. The one that fucked.
The one that had the one who had Tara Reid as his girlfriend.
Yeah, the one that fucked Tara Reid.
The pussy ass nigga.
No,
Thomas Ian Nicholas. Yeah, Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Thomas Ian. What is he even doing now?
I'll blow your mind, D. He has a band and he follows us on Twitter. No bullshit.
Hey, yo, Thomas. Anytime you want to come on this show and talk about how Tara Reid's pussy was wet, you can call us anytime. Yes, I'm objectifying Tara Reid. She does it in every movie. I think I didn't do nothing wrong in that one.
Yeah, his band, which I gotta admit, I actually did listen to a couple songs. Not bad. Kind of reminds me of Jericho's band, Fozzy and stuff a little bit. So I'm like, oh.
I thought you was gonna like, you know what, Chris? I was really scared you was gonna say, you know what, man? Kind of remind me of Dave Matthews Band, something like that. And then Eris would have to ask the question. Wait a minute, nigga, what? Give me your hood pass.
See, here's the thing. Real talk before we continue on the movie, though. It's like when they showed the band cover, I was like, this looks like such a Dave Matthews Band. I listened to music. I'm like, oh, this is kind of like Fozzy. All right, cool. Kudos, guy. You got a good band on your hands here.
I'm pretty sure y'all did a lot of covers before y'all got to what y'all did.
Probably. I have to figure he did in between all the movies and stuff. 'Cause I think they've been a band for a while. So I'm pretty sure in between his little movie gigs and stuff and another American Pie movie and shit, he probably, did all that stuff. But
besides this being called Martin Month, can we also call this, Compton Month? Because every movie we have done takes place in Compton in some type of way.
Can I point something out really quick? Before Martin falls into the moat, and yes, that particular part was supposed to be the part where I'm talking about the part where we get the establishing shot, like the introduction of, hey, here's Martin's character. Please sit back and watch, and enjoy 5 minutes of Martin mugging at the camera. With that, we see him get in the car and drive past the street sign, the intersection of Florence and Normandy. Now, this movie again, another one that took place, like you said, it takes place in South Central. Now, the part where it gets flipped on its head is when he falls into the moat and he wakes up in England. This was really all those locations was in North Carolina, mainly Wilmington and Carolina Beach.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, if you think about it, that makes sense because me and D been down North Carolina.
Look, here's the sick part. Here's the sick part. I'm not even saying that. No, it had to be in England. D wasn't saying that. But they did it in Carolina.
I mean, let's be real about this, D. There are so many spots in North Carolina that look like that could be medieval in some way if you build some sets. I'm not entirely shocked.
Oh, man.
I'm not entirely shocked.
How many confused country bumpkins were there? Wow, those people over there talking English and stuff.
I mean, everything in this movie
hurts my head. Hurts my head.
Martin basically, his character Jamal works at basically a fake me out medieval times. Basically,
it's a putt-putt place. I thought it was a putt-putt place.
No, it was actually called Medieval World.
Medieval World. It was kind of like you said. It was kind of like a putt-putt world, but I might as well call it. It was medieval times with a fucking miniature golf course attached to it, basically.
Medieval time. No, medieval in the middle of fucking East LA.
So like Sue said,
medieval times crossed with Golfland.
Yeah, so like Sue said,
medieval times in Crenshaw.
So like Sue said, dude finds a medallion, falls in the moat. Oh shit, I'm in 1328 England. I'm like, huh.
Okay. Now, that medallion, however, doesn't kind of get mentioned for the rest of the movie.
No, it doesn't.
Only eventually every now and then.
It gets mentioned as, oh, you were the symbol of the rebellion. And no one caught on to that except for Marsha's character. Now, something I want to point out before he fell into that moat, keep in mind, his character was kind of like, hey, you know what? We about to get bought out. This place is about to come in and just knock us completely off. I need to go ahead and just tell my boss, hey, you know what? Hang it up. Cash out. Go chill on the beach somewhere and call it a day. And yes, his boss is taller, not Loretta Devine.
Yeah, basically. Actually, she's been in a lot of movies as, hate to say it, angry black woman or
angry black mom.
Angry black mom.
Angry black mom.
I remember she was in Coach Carter as the mom that was like, "Hey, coach, my son, he needs basketball to get in college, but I appreciate you letting him get good grades. He needs to be above 2.0, so I appreciate that."
Stares in single strong black mother.
Exactly.
Stares, and I work 2 jobs to put a roof over my son's head.
Motherfucker, that chick works 3 jobs, double shifts. Come on, now.
Like double shifts, 3 jobs.
Stares in. He's a bad child, but he
needs shaping.
He needs structure.
Structure.
My son stares in. My son needs structure. Yo, okay, but that little speech that they not even a little speech, but basically what he says, like, yeah, cash out, give up, quit while the quitting's good, because the new place that's about to open up is going to pretty much take them out of business. Even to the point where Martin is talking to Daryl Mitchell. Yes, Daryl Mitchell that was in
here because he's not doing anything.
Yo, man, Daryl, what you doing right now? Nothing. Collecting royalty checks for Sergeant Bilko. How much is that? $5, nigga.
D might be joking, but he ain't lying, man. I forgot Sergeant. He was in Sergeant Bilko. That was.
He was a straight lace one in Sergeant Bilko.
It's not necessarily Bilko that he's collecting checks. He's collecting checks from the John Larroquette show. Come on.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
Really? Do you really tell me that John Larroquette DVDs push more than Sergeant Bilko DVDs? I want you to sit down and look, Chris. I want you to sit down and think about this. Don't just say, "Well, yeah, D." No, think about it. Who sells more DVDs?
It's like Steve Martin or John Larroquette. I don't know.
Oh Lord! But yeah, that whole little thing is like we got to quit while the quitting's good. And they see like you said, the medallion in the water. I don't want to understand how Martin fell into the water. It looked like he fell so slow.
No, not only did. Now hold on. Let me stop. Now let me pull something else out really quick. Not only did he reach in for the medallion, but the medallion was glowing.
It was glowing
because it has the glow. That's why.
This thing was glowing like hold on. This medallion was glowing like Leroy from The Last Dragon, and nobody wanted to comment on that.
You know what? Actually, nobody wanted to comment on the baby stroller being in the moat. I need to know who threw the baby stroller into the moat. That's the more important question. Who just said, "Fuck y'all, I don't need this," and tossed it in the moat? I want to know who did that.
I did.
Sorry, dude, this is the middle South Central, so you know with some black chick that got into a fight and just grabbed her baby and walked off and forgot about the damn stroller. And somebody, being trifling as hell, said, "I bet this bitch can float," and threw it in. Oh, black people.
So,
you know what this movie needs? It needs more Eddie Murphy. There, I solve your problem, movie.
I mean, CJ, he just did Haunted Mansion.
Actually, back up. They should have had Chill join them in fucking Back in Time. That probably would have made for an interesting movie.
Nah, I wouldn't. Because Chill would have ended up getting them killed, because I guarantee you, the buddy would have ended up sleeping with the white girl instead of Martin, and then where would all the comedy come from?
Yeah,
you know,
by the way, Martin was raw dogging it in this movie too. So I'm like,
yeah, he was raw dogging it during a time before toilet paper. Yeah, I said it.
So so Martin finds himself in England in freaking 1328, and notice that it takes him like a full 30 minutes for him to realize that he's not in his own time.
Now I got a good question.
You would figure walking through the woods will point out like, hey dog, you're not in Compton anymore, so you just not figure that out.
Like,
you're not in Compton anymore.
No, not only you're not in Compton anymore, you think that just because you fell into a moat to grab a medallion that did you somehow subconsciously believe that you got sucked through a drain pipe or even better, a wormhole and ended up here?
Motherfucker thought he was in damn Sacramento weird. And shit. Like, oh, maybe I'm in Sacramento somehow, huh?
Dude, he didn't even go that far. It's like he still thought he was in LA. Like, man, y'all go all the way out for this. Like, yo, Mark, before you continue talking, look me in my eye. Were there any fucking trees like that in Los Angeles? Anywhere?
There's no trees like that
anywhere in Los Angeles.
Let's be real about this.
Dude, you gotta drive. Dude, you gotta drive at least 30 miles toward the mountains before you even start seeing trees like that in LA. I mean, in the whole county, bruh. Even if you were in the valley, it doesn't look like that. Makes you, good Lord, man.
Yo, and he ends up meeting up with like with the former king, I guess.
No, former knight.
The former
knight, Sir Nolte.
Played by Tom Wilkinson, who wearing
I say it for you. Actually, no, I say it for you. Played by Tom Wilkinson. Yes, he does deserve to be in a better movie.
Who is wearing metal shoes, and I like how Martin off the break is saying, hey, dog, you need to go to the local Foot Locker and get some support on them shoes. And I'm like, so you still didn't figure out that you're in medieval times, and you're telling this dude wearing metal shoes to go to Foot Locker.
Also, Martin, so your shoes are not... Actually, here's my question. When he got out of that water, he was completely bone dry.
Magic, D. Magic. This movie has no rules.
Chris?
This movie has no rules.
Chris, you're right about it. There's no rules in this movie at all, so you're right.
No. When he shows up being bone dry, that was them running out of takes.
Or real talk, because Martin at that time was a diva. No, hell no, I ain't coming out that water.
Hey, nah, that's not happening. What are you talking about?
Doing a post in, nigga.
Oh my god, man! But like I said, it's the thing of it is, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like he meets up with them and stuff, and then he starts making his way towards the castle, thinking it's medieval. Well, fuck it, I might as well say medieval times. I don't give a fuck about the real name. That's how much I care about this.
It's called Castle World.
Oh yeah, he thinks he's going to Castle World, which is the rival, because that's you know what? This is how lazy the movie is. Medieval world, Castle World. Fucking brilliant, all right? Fucking brilliant, all right?
Here's my question. Was there really a demand for those two places, or at least one of those places, in LA, period? That's my question.
I mean, let's be real about this. I mean, that's like, that's like asking, is there really another need for a 7-Eleven on this corner when there's 10 more around the corner? Fuck it.
Well, here's the thing about 7-Eleven. But here's the thing about 7-Eleven. I can understand it because people want convenience. This is a fucking medieval times, Chris.
Can I be real with you, D? You talk about convenience. There is no reason why I walk one block, there's a 7-Eleven. All right, cool. And like 500 feet, there's another 7-Eleven. I'm like, so you guys really don't be stepping on either of those? All right.
No, they don't. I said the same thing about Starbucks.
Wait. Stop right there. See, the only reason why I guess I'm desensitized to all of this is,
Japan, right?
Dude, like, bro, it's Japan. You go to 7-Eleven, there's at least 5 7-Elevens before you get to the end of a block.
Dude, I will never forget. It's actually in Largo. I can't tell you where in Largo it is. It's actually over there by Apollo Drive, Chris.
Oh,
there's a FedEx store. There's a FedEx store right there, right?
Yeah.
And then around the corner in one of those buildings is another FedEx store. Here's me. Why? Wait a minute.
What's going on here?
Point of that. There's no point. Yo, but still, my question: what? Look, see, here's my thing. If there's two medieval places in a vicinity of each other, I'm just gonna be real. There better be at least 4 cheesecake factories in LA that you can walk to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's like he goes to Castle World, gets there, and then all of a sudden he starts. Like,
he realizes he's in England.
I'm in England, you know.
He thinks it's Castle World.
Yeah, so
I like how he thinks everybody's an actor, but he notices the lack of black actors there. But he's like, y'all are authentic.
Yeah, see, that's another thing that's wild. It's like it's just Martin and Marsha. They're like the only 2 black people here, which I guess that does match that. That matches it.
I can believe it to an extent for only one reason. Only one reason, and I didn't, because. Light skin a little bit, and you can believe that she would be a chambermaid, but she's a little bit too pretty to be just a chambermaid. No, they would have her. No, look, I'm going somewhere with this, my nigga. Don't worry. Right. They would have had her locked up just to have babies.
You know what? You're right.
Not to be a chambermaid. Number 2. Now I didn't look it up, but they kept calling him a Moor, which is true because the Moors used to always travel up to up through all over that part of Europe. I just didn't look up the time to make sure that they got the whole thing about him being a Moor, like, and that's in the same time frame. But I'm just going to assume they are. So okay, cool. But even then, Martin didn't even have a French accent. Didn't have no accent at all. He just talked like he was still in America. Hey, what's good? What's cracking?
So he meets up the king, who takes a liking to him. You know, Martin doing his, fuck it. I'm just going to say it. Martin just doing the blackest shit ever during this movie because fuck it, why not? I guess the director was like, hey, Martin, be hip. Be cool.
Martin just straight up did his impression of, I don't know, man. It was like, we're making an Ernest movie right now. That's really what we're doing.
It was
Ernest
more so
time travels.
It was more so Martin using, and of course Martin using lines that people were saying during the early 2000s.
He gives his name as Skywalker. I'm like, oh my god, Star Wars reference, really?
Nah, here's me, Skywalker, really?
I mean, all right. His last name is Walker. He decided to throw Sky in front of it. Okay, Martin, fine.
So
you know what? Look, it's your movie. Go nuts. It's your movie, Martin. Go nuts.
Either that or he was just a really, really big fan of 2 Live Crew. And he said, I'm going to be like Luke. That's probably what that was.
Yeah, so, like, the king, because, hey, he loves Martin, he loves Jamal and stuff, is like, hey, you're head of my security.
Before he made him head of security, first he said, oh, so the Duke is going to come and wed my daughter come Tuesday. All right, great. Since you came here and you came early, I would like to make my house your house. You can give this man a place where he can stay, give him some food. He's welcome to all the food that he can have, and he can have any woman that he wants. Not my daughter.
Here's me, Martin. Just point at one of them. You already know which one you want. Say you want her. And he doesn't. I'm actually shocked at that one.
Okay, so he decides to stay, and of course he gets Marsha's character, Victoria, he talks with. Actually, they met first. They first met outside. They didn't meet inside the castle. They met outside the castle, yeah. and we're introduced to the movie's other villain. God, who was it?
Was it Percival? I think it was Percival. No, not Percival.
Yeah, Percival.
And that dude just looked like, oh yeah, he really fucking hates. Hate to say it, he hate Martin, but I'm like, oh, you hate black people, dude. I think you do.
No,
okay. There wasn't a 13th century word for nigger yet. I'm just saying.
Well, at first I would have thought, you know what, you could, since the word Moor has been moved around, the meaning behind it did change depending on what location that you're in. A part of me wanted to say, hey, you know what, they're calling him Moor. Go ahead, just call him a nigga. Just let it go.
Like the black dude that was like, you know what? Just call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
Consider how many characters say that in this movie. Jesus, you can make I'm making a drinking game out of it. Every time somebody says the word more, make a drink. Take a drink.
Now, to give Martin his credit in this, or the direction, or whatever you want to give that credit to, Martin does say a line where, like, I'm starting to like that name less and less. And I'm thinking more so that Martin is saying, so y'all calling me a nigga, but y'all ain't said nigga yet, so I'm saying. I'm liking that. I ain't liking that name anymore. It's starting to be derogatory.
In which in certain locations, it is.
Yep, it is. It is. It matters for you up, but.
So Percival, going back to him, did y'all like his first introduction? How do we get it? Like, how we introduced to Percival? First, we're introduced to him, completely like covered in all of his gear, riding on the horse, and damn near running Martin like off the dirt road. Did anybody notice Martin doing the Power Ranger turn and leap?
It's like that was a stunt double, sir. That wasn't Martin, dog.
Well, it doesn't matter. It was his character.
You can always tell it's a stunt double of Martin, where Martin just jumps up an extra 4 inches. You just know it's somebody different.
And also, he mysteriously becomes light skinned. Amazing, ain't it?
Not this one. At least the one I saw.
Not in this one. He was still like the stunt double they got from Martin in this one was actually good. You know, it wasn't like so obvious, even though this was a lazily put together movie.
Look, no. Eric should make a good point. That was right up this movie's alley to give him somebody just to.
I'm not even laughing that you said that, because I think we've all been taking pot shots at this movie as we're describing scenes anyway and stuff. So this fits perfectly.
So, that serious. He jumped like a good 5 feet to the left, and like just to avoid getting ran over by the horses. Now, when Percival comes back into the scene and we see him, like we see his face, did you like his intro? Like how does he introduce himself? Sexual harassment.
Well, because that's what they did. It's me and D
about
Stan Lee, but like, hey, toots, and that shit. So you figured that was gonna happen.
Like, I know that's what he did, but I just like how I like how every woman that he grabbed, like, literally, he grabs the Asian woman, like, picks her up off the ground. She just had that look of, I am so violated right now.
Man, he's team grabbing by the pussy, so hey.
And then he runs up to Victoria and it's like, especially you, my Nubian queen.
But see, here's the thing. Victoria is a strong black woman, so she ain't taking that shit.
She just had that look like...
Nah, it's not going down.
Not even... No. It was just more of like a look of disgust, like, really?
When the Asian girl was there, I was like, what are you doing outside the castle? Again, what is him letting his rare ethnic queens out of his sight? This is the worst king ever. And he's letting his top knight touch them. Yo, come on.
I mean, well, let's be real about this, D. The king has already fucked up because you get a total stranger, particularly a black guy, as your head of security. You don't even fucking know shit about him. It's like, oh yeah, you already knew where his head was at.
Hey, you know what? No. I'll say this about King Leo. This is what I'll say. He wanted to appoint him as like head of his security. Bruh, he's an equal opportunity employer.
Well, it was fucking...
I give him that.
It's like, I need to hire minorities, so, yeah.
No. He had no discrimination whatsoever. Come on. He invited him into his kingdom, treated the man damn near like royalty, gave him free reign of any woman that he could have smashed, gave him food.
Okay.
Bruh!
You're fine. You're right.
Hold on. Say what you want.
Right.
Say what you want about his ethical choices. Killing people over damn vegetables, but the man is a damn good host.
Hey, you want to try this food? And he's like, no, that's roadkill. And he's like, 'tis food. 'Tis roadkill. I laughed. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed. I was like, okay, that was kind of funny.
Again, there were a couple
of jokes.
There were a couple of good jokes. There were a couple of good moments.
And just the fact that he was describing these social welfare programs to him, like he was just some dude. Again, he was at this point. He's thinking that he's still in L.A. And I was like.
He said, here's what you do. You call one of them social workers. Let them come down and see you. Let them see how you living. Because this here, this ain't living, man. He's like, this ain't right.
The line I liked was actually when they was eating, where the king put his hands all over the food, his nasty ass hands all over the food, had the dog lick him off. He was like, do you have food like this at your company? Yeah. Just ain't with the damn dog at the table.
Where I come from, that's considered rude. We just don't do that where I come from.
So somehow, because there's a black person and there's a black person not in his element, they have to incorporate music, and somehow, some way, this becomes actually a legit funny scene. Martin gets the medieval band to play Dance to the Music.
Yep.
And I have to admit, as stupid as it was, I laughed. I actually laughed. So I give it that.
I was amazed that he managed to get the band to play that, considering what encompasses in that movie, in that song. But then again, maybe it is that simple.
No, it ain't that simple. The part I questioned was not when he had the drums, but when they're doing the guitar, all of a sudden, and the sound that it made, you just heard down, 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 down. I like bullshit.
That's what they do in these movies. It's like the movie, because it's kind of like, it reminded me of some shit that you would see in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that was, man. Like, bull crap that happened. And then the horns came in. Like, bull crap.
Hey,
that made that sound.
Hey, real talk, though. I mean, I was kind of feeling that little green vest Martin had in the movie a little bit. Kind of was. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did kind of match the J's that he had on, too. So I was like, all right, bet. It's awesome.
Well, you mean them Aaron Gordons he had on? It wasn't even J's. It wasn't even J's, dude. Oh, look.
Now, in the middle of all this stuff that's going on, all the music, all the dancing, everybody's having a great time. Again, he is entertaining the hell out of everybody. First of all, he made sure to try to cover his tracks and say, "Look, I wasn't entirely honest with everybody about who I am. I'm not just a messenger. I'm also the Duke's jester as well."
You don't say.
Huh.
No. Again, they're going along with it. They're like, "Oh, really?"
Well, you also forget Percival sitting back like, "No, this is bullshit, right? Right?"
Yeah. Now, keep in mind when he said that, he was trying to ride a horse. And I think we've already seen how Martin goes when it comes to horseback riding.
Yeah, not necessarily betting 1,000 on that end.
No, he's not. He gets on the horse, and we're seeing the stunt double just having the time of his life, aren't we?
Hopping on and off a fucking horse, yeah.
Like hopping on and off, like holding on to one side, legs kicking up in the air. And the movie became self-aware when the king said, even when the joke stopped being funny, he's very dedicated to that joke.
Boy, I heard that. I paused the movie. I was like, then why did you show it? Why did you show it? Why? So, but yeah, they did try to. But during that dance to the music scene, somebody tried to kill the king, and through weird. Oh yeah, because didn't the princess want to sleep with Martin?
Yes, the prince. Yeah. Yes, the princess, Princess Regina, played by Jeanette Wegar.
Hey, Eric. We're never going to see her ever again, are we?
Let's see. After Black Knight, she was in, and that was a short. Hold on. She was in a short film. She was in a TV movie. She was in Ask Rita as a guest, and she was in One Tree Hill in one episode, and we have not seen her since.
First off, sir, put some respect on her. She was in the Dawson's Creek. All right.
I know she was in Dawson's Creek. I'm talking about after. Nigga, she was only in one episode of Dawson's Creek before she did this movie. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
I'm sorry. Put some respect because she was in Dawson's. God, you're gay, Chris. Anyway.
I'm not gay. You laugh. I guarantee you one of your boys watched Dawson's Creek and didn't say shit to you, all right? I know
what? Here's the funny thing, real quick, and I hate for us to go on that. I knew a bunch of dudes that actually did watch Dawson's Creek, and I never understood it. And the one time I chose like a CW UPN show to watch, mine was Veronica Mars, and niggas stayed calling me gay, and I didn't know how to feel about that.
I watched Veronica Mars, even that movie. So
Yo, man. I did too. I had a mini crush on Kristen Bell until I realized she got weird white woman old on me. I don't know how. It was weird.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Jeanette Weger is like a manager at Cheesecake Factory. So hey, cool.
Dairy Queen at Dairy Queen.
See, you downgrade her. I was giving her dignity, and it's like, hey, Cheesecake Factory, you say Dairy Queen. Like, god damn, dude.
Nah, Dairy Queen, dude.
I mean, look.
She run 2 franchises at least. Shit.
Nigga, that one.
Look, save
her husband. Now her husband.
Bruh, she had that good 2001 cleavage going on.
Oh, woo. Man, oh man. Yes, she did. That was medieval times cleavage there, man. I've been to plenty of Renaissance festivals. Them women be really going hard in the paint on that shit.
Wait, CJ. Hold on, CJ. There's only one Renaissance festival I remember you going to. Was that the one where you guys, like, where you and our good old boy Gary crashed that shit dressed as ninjas?
That one, and I went to a couple of them in California. So it wasn't like my first time here. I've been to them before. A lot of the women go hard in the paint on that shit with the cleavage popping up and stuff. Big time. I'm not even bullshitting.
I wasn't ready for you to say they go hard in the paint with that shit.
They really do, man. Like, it's like,
they
do.
Like girls be like, I'm gonna have all my titties out. No, I'm gonna have all my titties out. Well, mine's is big.
No bullshit, man. Real talk. I was sitting back like, if there was a bunch of ratchet ass black women here, they will fucking trump that shit in a fucking heartbeat.
Then you look, and then you see pictures of Carnival down in Trinidad. Like, okay, look.
Hey, but you ain't lying though. I was like, I see why Jamal managed to tap that. So hey, cool.
I mean, now at the same time, can't blame him because Victoria does find out about it later and gets angry at him. And again,
anyway, I'm just saying.
She wasn't. She really wasn't. But at the same time,
she was getting a light skin on him. Just saying.
At the same time, I had to side with Jamal on this. I'm like, bruh, I thought she was you. The camera even made it look like it was you. Both you and the princess got the same type of curly hair thing going on. So come on now, and it was dark.
Yeah.
And you know what? D hates to be really accurate of the time. You would have known it was the white girl. Why, D? She smelled cleaner than the black girl. I said it. I don't feel bad that I said that, but that's history. Understand history, everybody.
Somebody's be like, oh my God, this is just so horrible. I'm like, no, he's telling the truth. Just saying.
No, I'm telling the truth. White people didn't give up soap.
And also bear this in mind. The princess has been after Martin ever since she saw him.
She saw that fucking dick print and went ham. All right, that's what
yo, hey, Harris, remember that episode of our Family Guy? Want to take a gander underneath my frock? Just like Peter. All right, you get a goose, just shove it up. Shove it up her doggone dress.
I'm just saying,
some people.
She saw the dick print and was like, "All right, I gotta have you some," because clearly that shit ain't going down around that area.
I want some more of that boy.
I like how that's good one, dude. I like how she pulled him to the side in the middle of all that dancing, and first she just attempted to kiss him, but then he went in and pushed the envelope by sliding some tongue in there, and she's like, "Your tongue was like an eel inside of my mouth." Yeah, that's what we call a French kiss where I come from. I would like to learn more of this.
To me, I would have been like, "Hey, so what that mouth do?"
No, Martin, like, well, lucky for you, I'm one of the few niggas in 2001 that eat ass. So,
hey, listen, I think Jamal would have literally ended the movie saving the country of England by eating her ass. He'll be like, oh shit, he just.
I did, but then again, you did realize what I just said. This was before toilet paper was invented, so I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, bro. And back then, all they had, and there wasn't no showers. There was just people sitting inside giant barrels and shit.
Yeah.
Ew.
Giant barrels and shit.
It would be inside of a giant barrel, or if you rolling in royalty like that, like his bath. I would say the king's bathroom is probably like his own personal moat inside the castle, covered in rocks. And that's where the princess, takes a bath.
Tons of brother rocks and shit. So
But no, he sleeps with her, In the meantime, the real messenger shows up, and they walk into his room and say, like, so, Skywalker. First, Martin wakes up, and of course, in typical fashion, the princess wakes up.
God, free.
Now, I like how they said you dared to flower like my daughter like before like in my own kingdom. Bruh. Real talk. Somebody got to that flower way before I did. Your daughter is a freak.
I like how she hit him like, how dare you say I'm a freak? I'm like,
How dare you? Yes, I slept with a few people, including Percival.
Real talk.
I think this is something I just realized. I think I realized why there is an absence of a black man in that kingdom.
Because it's England. No black people live there.
No, D. The ones that did show up.
Look at that genuine urbanite right there.
Mandingo.
They all managed to get caught. The princess.
Sorry, what, Chris?
I was like, Mandingo.
I mean, come on. They all managed to do the same thing. They proved that they could fight. They proved that they could dance. They proved that they could do all this shit that impresses the hell out of this princess. Like sneaks him in, and just lay with them, and somehow never manages to just get out either in the middle of the night or leave before the king manages to catch them.
I mean, can I be real about this too? I'm pretty sure Percival managed to take a crack at it, and
he did.
Pretty sure he did. She just ain't saying nothing.
Oh, Percival hit. He hit.
Oh, he hit, man. He looked like Victoria seems like the one that Percival can't seem to sit there and get in.
No, you know what? Percival did hit the princess and was disappointed with it.
It's like, what is this? What is life?
He's just staring at it like Q from Third Strike. Why?
Just imagine him sitting in it. You just imagine him sitting on the end of the bed in black socks and nothing else, looking at the floor.
Sword to the side of him, because walking around with the sword attached to him in black socks.
Contemplate.
It's like after he finished, he just sits on the edge of the bed. The whole the image is all black and white, and you got Mad World playing.
Fucking that princess like, was it good? I guess.
No, yeah, she asked that question like, was it good for you? Was it good for you, Percival? Turns back, black and white. All around me are familiar faces. He was that disappointed with it.
Yo, he really lives looking like Ben Affleck when they told him BVS didn't fucking make $1 billion.
Oh god, it didn't make $1 billion.
Again, that's why he has gone ham after fucking damn Victoria, because he's like, a black woman. Maybe she could satisfy my cravings.
But there's a brown one. And if I could get the brown one, that could make her jealous. And if that can make her jealous, then that will make sure that the princess will come back to me and say that I was the best she's ever had. That's a foolproof plan.
If that doesn't work, perhaps I can go with either the Chinese or the brown one.
No. You said it wrong. If that doesn't work, maybe the Oriental can.
The Oriental. God, it is.
Yo, Oriental is.
I don't know how that.
Yo, every time I hear Oriental, it's like, why?
You know what? They wouldn't even say the Oriental. It would actually be the one from the Orient.
The Orient. Maybe the bride of Genghis can actually.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Look, here's the thing, and I always say this when it comes to saying racist things. It's like, how can you say it? White people made that shit easy. Don't look at me.
Exactly. It's like, yo, real talk. Yo, again, Black Dynamite, fucking homegirl from Mad TV said Moon Cricket. I died because I was like, yo, that is so fucking racist, and it hurt. But yeah,
man. Moon cricket.
Oh my god! I was like, yo,
maybe the bride of Genghis and the moon cricket can sleep with me.
All of a sudden, one of his henchmen is like, moon cricket. That sounds so exotic.
The tar baby.
Oh god.
Oh my god!
So
you know what's sad that we're talking more about the sex scene that never happened, and
look, man,
no, D. You know what we're doing, right? You do realize we're making a better movie out of this.
I'm just saying. Don't put me on there, man. That shit, that sex scene would have been on some Zane Sex Chronicles shit too. I'll be like, god damn.
I mean,
you know what Chris he would have had. You know what Chris he would have had Sweetest Taboo playing in the Gonna keep on Sweetest Taboo.
First off, every person in theater is gonna be questioning the song choice. Like, what the fuck is this movie doing? What's the song doing in this damn movie? What's going on?
Actually,
here?
no. That's if I'm doing it, I want it to be the medieval version of it. Still have Sade sing it, but we just use like medieval instruments. There's quiet storm, like shit like that.
With like the dudes in the room while they're having sex karaokeing the song at the same time.
Exactly. Now you're seeing it my way. It would have been hilarious.
So
again, we're making a better movie out of Black Knight.
We have finally come to this part though, because that's when Jamal starts. It's at this point he actually is starting to get everybody outside the castle to start kind of rebellion and stuff. Like he's helping them kind of like basically overthrow the king. Essentially, he's helping.
Oh, the reason why that happens is, and we missed all of it. The reason why that happens, and we don't have to go into it, because during that whole the whole scene where he was making everybody dance and all that mess, there was an assassination attempt that happened. Martin stopped it. That's when Martin stopped it on accident, and behind the assassination attempt, you find out that a black girl, she was actually a part of the whole coup that's supposed to be happening. Anyway, because of that, he made him head of security, and then because Martin was feeling himself, he talked to homegirl again. She was like, "Nah, you can't have none of this coochie unless you with the revolution." Yeah, baby, I am with the revolution. She's like, "Oh yeah, you gotta prove it." So she leaves, and then that's what he thought. And then that's what he thought. He slept with her again, but no, it was a princess. And then the princess basically caught. Then he was caught sleeping with the princess. Then he was told to be executed. And while he was in the dungeon, they told him that there was a legend of a black knight. You know, tall, brave, breathe fire. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but guess what? It's a legend. So just go with it. Yeah. Anyway, they go to try to cut his head off. They try to cut his head off, and that's when Nolte shows up out of nowhere and saves the day. And to give the scene one funny thing, that's when we see Martin trying to hop on a horse 5 damn times while arrows shoot at him. And the arrows don't hit Nolte, the horse, or him, and they ride off. Y'all caught up? Good. Because what I just went over was 40 damn minutes.
D, if I again me being the perfectionist here, there is one little tidbit that we kind of that we didn't even attempt to gloss over. How about Martin's half-assed medieval drive-through fast food joint that he came up with?
Oh my god. I didn't even get the idea of what he was trying to do. But here's the sick part. Everybody
he came up with fashion as well.
But yeah, he came up with his own emblem, his own logo.
Yo, he came up with franchises. He came up with bootleg McDonald's and shit. I was like, wow.
Here's my thing. Okay, number one, where did you get the artist to write that up real quick? Number two, where did you get the artist and the seamstress to make that doggone logo for you? And third, nobody's questioning your Nikes.
Nah, we're not.
No one. No, not at all. No one's questioning the Nikes. No one's questioning these things.
We don't question these things in these kind of movies. I mean, it's kind of like a kid. It's like a kid in King Arthur's Court. I'm like, nobody's questioning the Chicago Cubs attire. Nobody.
No, but bruh, You know what?
There's a number of things. Like, look. You can make that same. You can also make that same argument with both Never-Ending Story movies. Basher shows up in modern clothes in this fantasy world, like in the fantasy world.
Hey,
but you know that's different.
Right?
That's a fantasy world, though. That's a fantasy world, and you can kind of get away with that more than having a Chicago. That's like having a Michael Jordan jersey in Back to the Future, and you go back to like 1955, and they're saying, "Who's Jordan? And why are there a Chicago Bulls in Chicago?" That's a little bit. You see what I'm saying? At least they would have questioned that.
Also, can I point out something else? When Martin came up with his franchise and the clothes and everything, he had when he had one of the guys dress up in the clothes that he designed. Did you notice that guy was also rocking tennis shoes as well?
You know what? Did he? Did he have tennis shoes on?
He did. He was wearing them. And I said, wait a minute. Who put that together? Like, where did he get the shoes from?
Exactly. You mean to tell me the seamstress made that in one day? You know what? Here's a better question. Here's a better question, Eric Shayeris. Why are we questioning any of this? The movie is almost over.
This movie, literally, here's the thing. So, final battle hits. Surprise, surprise. Fucking Jamal is the Black Knight because fuck it, why not?
He was inspired by Nolte. Before all of that happens, that's when everybody gathers together and they're trying to find a reason to come together and they're trying to make Nolte believe in himself, yada, yada, yada. And finally you find out the Queen is with them. And the Queen is going to give us a riling speech to bring everyone together. And I have to admit, it's the other funny part of this movie. She gets up there and goes, England! You heard dogs howling in the background, people walking away. I was like, thank you. No, and then Martin said, I'm about to get real Al Sharpton on him. And he told him a tale of a king called Rodney.
Can I just say for the record too, D?
How does this movie figures out a way to give you a funny joke and then immediately do what your boy do in the motherfucking Geico commercial with the fishing pole? Oh, almost had it.
Hey, can I tell you something, D, too? This movie dared to pull that bullshit. Hey, D, you remember a little movie called Highlander Endgame and Christopher Lambert's character was showing Duncan a special move that only he could do and stuff. Yeah, Nolte did that same shit to fucking Jamal and stuff, and Jamal used it against what's his face at the end. And I'm like,
it wasn't even just it wasn't even just that. Remember, Nolte was getting beat up and and clowned for being a drunk, but Jamal shows up right when he was about to dip because he's like, hey, the lake that you're looking for is over there. So he was about to leave, but he comes back and saves Nolte and teaches him the rope-a-dope.
Yeah. And, all right, I hate to be that person. We haven't mentioned it all month. Fun fact about Martin.
Yeah,
Martin knows how to box.
Yeah.
He was. Because Martin is in that weird tradition of niggas in the 80s that lived in D.C. Boxing was our thing back in the day.
Not quite
basketball
gloves,
and boxing.
Almost Golden Gloves.
Son, real talk. To this day, Palmer Park is still a fucking factory in the DC area when it comes to boxes.
He ain't lying, man, because there have been plenty of dudes that came out. There have been plenty of dudes that came out of Palmer Park that actually ended up at the fucking Olympics boxing. Not even bullshitting.
Yep, we have a couple of them. Actually, one of the two brothers, I forgot their last names, man, but they were the last big names to come out of there. And of course, we all know the biggest name to come out of Palmer Park, Ray Leonard. So. Yeah, DC was a hot
looking at Sugar Ray like, you changed, dog. When the fuck you coming back to Palmer Park?
You changed, bro. You know what? You know what?
Maybe
look. See, I don't
know. Maybe he has. We don't know.
What is it? No, man. Niggas from DC have two speeds. Either they gonna live in DC for the rest of their life and they cool with that, or B, as soon as I get this check, y'all ain't never gonna see me.
I know, man. It's like I am out. I'm fucking out.
Never coming back, man. Never coming back. Man, look, do you really look? Dave Chappelle got paid $50 million. Did you really think that nigga was going to get a ranch in the middle of Maryland? Did you really think that was going to happen?
That nigga went right back to Ohio.
Two little tidbits about this movie that blew my mind, but these are two actors that kind of sort of dodged the bullet. So one, Chris Tucker was supposed to be Jamal.
Yeah, he was.
Sucked even more.
Two.
I think look, here's the funny thing, because I think Chris Tucker trying to mug at the camera is way worse than Martin.
Two.
At least in my opinion.
Two.
Actually, you know what? No, hold on. Before you get to the second person, I will say this. Because you mentioned Chris Tucker trying to mug at the camera. We kind of got that with Rush Hour 3.
Exactly.
By then, that was basically Jackie Chan doesn't give a fuck. He just needed the paycheck, and fuck it, why not? F. Gary Gray was supposed to direct this movie, and he dodged a bullet on this too.
Oh, thank God.
Wow.
Cause that's another dude who...
Oh, my...
That dude was coming off The Negotiator, and somebody was like... I'm pretty sure somebody gave him the script, and he looked at him like, nah, dog, I'm just going to continue making these music videos and call it a day. So, you know, y'all have fun. Peace.
No bull crap, man.
So, yeah, that was a little thing. I was like, F. Gary Gray, I don't even think he could have saved this movie if he came on as a director, honestly.
No, the problem about this movie is that it falls into the main problem. It's a time displacement movie, and time displacement movies rarely work. When you really look at their line of work, they rarely work. There's a difference between Back to the Future and Forbidden Kingdom. They don't work a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? That's where, D, since you brought it up, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. So, no, you know what? No, let's just get to this final battle.
Yeah, because we're pretty much done with this fucking movie.
Yeah, let's get to the final battle.
Martin gets inspired, and he ends up making a Black Knight suit, and somehow spitting out fire from his mouth. I'm guessing that was something that had to do with the lighter. I don't know. The movie's almost over. Anyway, there's a big final battle. Noti gets shot with an arrow. Oh, no! Go on. Fight without me. And just because Percival's a bitch, he somehow grabbed the black chick.
holds her up hostage, and
I'm like, why?
Don't come any closer, or else I will kill her.
Here's me, a guy who regularly watches Game of Thrones. Kill her.
I care.
Just kill her. Kill her. Anyway.
Hey, look.
So
Martin
decides to have a one-on-one with this dude.
Yeah, and Martin pulls off a spin move. Because fuck it, why not? Which I was laughing.
And don't worry.
Like, where's the strings? Where they're at?
And he gets 10 points on the kill, but don't worry. Don't worry. 3 of those points went to Nolte because Nolte took the arrow out of his chest and shot my boy Nolte with it, man. My boy Percival with it. Yo, man, no scope that shit, man. Dying.
No scope. How about the fact that we get to see the king get taken out, like, real quick? Percival just took out the king.
Yeah.
Here's me.
With no witnesses.
I kind of had to Willy Wonka that shit, like, oh no, stop. Why is this happening?
Oh, the king.
You must get me to safety. He's like, you must get me to safety. He says, what are you doing? Pushes him off. Shut up. Even it's bad enough when Percival has had enough of your shit.
No, Percival, look at me. You are not the sheriff in Robin Hood Men of Tights. Shut the fuck up. You are not as cool as... God, I forgot the name of the actor, but you're not as cool as him. Stop it.
You know what would have drove this movie into more stupidity is if Nolte stands up and he says, yes, not only did I survive, that shot from the arrow, but I learned something from you, Mr. Skywalker. He pulls up his garb, right, and you see like a bulletproof vest or something.
Oh, I'm surprised that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that didn't happen, bro.
I mean, cause think about it. You would have thought he would have done something like that, but we actually seen a little bit of blood there. So I'm like, okay, so he did legit get hit, but it wasn't like life threatening. I honestly thought to myself, you know what? It'd have been cool if he'd have pulled like some Michael J. Fox shit from Back to the Future, where he took the freaking door from a pot and tied it around his chest to make a bulletproof vest.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be something like that. But no. Good God, they could have went that way. And I really thought it was going to go that way.
Yeah, they didn't go that way at all. Instead, it was just, nope, I managed to survive. Like, that arrow hit nothing vital, so I'm okay.
Yeah. You know what would have been great? When everybody was saying their goodbyes to Martin when they was at the lake. What would have been great is if the black chick was like, next to you, I can see my husband. Wait a minute, yo, what? And this big old tall Nubian black nigga comes like, my darling, I missed you.
And Martin be like, what?
Now, that's the wild part. It's like, so Martin gets knighted and he pops back up in modern times.
And I like the way they did. I will say this. I did like how that happened. It's like, clear. Like, wait a minute, what?
Like, wait,
clear. What? He woke up.
So
I was like, he was good.
Wait.
So somehow, through all this and stuff, he gets, he starts getting his shit together, and somehow medieval world turns into a fully functional, actual business that's making money and is packed. Okay.
Told you, man. Let's get back to the hood. You get back to the hood in a positive way. Positive stuff comes back. That was the lesson of the movie.
So here's the kicker. Fucking Victoria comes back. I guess it's her ancestor that pops back up.
Oh, no. Okay, now we reach this point in the movie. I'm gonna go in. Excuse me, gentlemen. So, Martin wakes up thinking he's thinking that he's still in England. No, he's back in his own time. Now, my problem with it was, Martin, you didn't time travel. There's time displacement shit that happens in, there's time displacement movies that actually has like legit time traveling in it. But, bruh, all this shit happened in your head. You dreamed all of this.
Yep.
Like, you fell into the freaking moat that was not even 2 feet deep. You fell in there, and somehow you managed to stay down there for 10 minutes. Paramedics came and got you out and brought you back.
Also, Daryl, you ain't shit, because that was like a 3-foot moat, and you couldn't get your brother out of that, nigga.
Nah, Daryl did one of those maneuvers like, hey, he drowning, so anybody gonna jump in or nah?
And now, hold on, now, and like you said before, CJ, Victoria pops up, and she goes by the name Nicole. And yes, she just happened to have the same scar as Victoria did in his dream. Martin. I'm sorry, not even Martin. Movie. You can't do this.
Oh, you really
there's too many movies that do this bullshit, and I don't like it. And yes, we're going to talk about this movie in the future. I'm going to go ahead and call it. 7 years later, Forbidden Kingdom did this.
Yep.
Where what happens? Freaking Boston kid gets chased up a freaking he gets chased up a damn building, falls off of the roof holding the magic staff, and wakes up. But he falls down, and we see nothing. We just find out he wakes up in a whole nother part of the world in a completely different time, and you come to find out that he was dreaming all of this. He dreamed everything. He wakes up. You wake up not realizing that barely a few minutes had passed by, but in your head, 2.5 hours worth of motion picture footage was going on, and somehow
Basu, it was true because Jackie Chan's character, the old man, he admits that he's immortal because
How the fuck was that true? How can he have a dream of people that he never even met?
Because he's fucking Jackie Chan, all right? God damn.
No, you can't. No. Jackie Chan will not be the excuse for this. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about this movie. I'm going to go back to this movie. With Black Knight, how is it that you managed to coincidentally meet the same woman that you've been crushing on, again, in 2 hours worth of your dream? How is it you get revived by? How is it you get revived by the same paramedics that just happens to be the queen in your dream? You never met these people.
Can I be real? This was kind of like the plot points of a lot of time displacing movies that involved. Oh, I got bonked in the head. I'm back in time. This was the plot point of a lot of stuff. So for me, it's like once you get past, once you get used to this shit, it's like I guess.
No, CJ.
But here's the thing about
no. See. No, wait,
I'm
no,
not
D,
excusing
hold
it.
on.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're excusing it. I'm not saying that. D, hold that thought. You want to know how you can make this shit make sense? Have the characters in the movie be people that you already met earlier.
Exactly. But you don't want to do that because that's. But here's the thing: why even go through all that of making her show up again later on in life? Because it wasn't no sweet. But here's the thing that kills me about that: the real big problem about it was this though. You didn't earn that. It'd be one thing. That's what I'm saying. It'd be one thing if he drunk her up and there was this good, amazing romance that the two had. But they didn't even have it.
I mean, they barely had that. I mean,
they barely hugged each other. They barely hugged each other. How's that work?
She was acting straight light skin towards Martin the whole time.
Chris
like right up
right up that because like she had them light skinned girl tendencies. She was like, nah, sorry, not today. Mm-mm.
I mean, it was right up until the end of the movie, and even then, she still got light skin on when he said, "Hey, I think you would actually love L.A., but my place is here, and now I'm actually a respectable woman because the queen is in charge."
Oh my god, man.
That movie didn't earn that movie totally did not earn her coming back.
I can name you another movie that tried to do that. Again, 9 years later, Tron Legacy did that.
Yeah, it did kind of.
But it kind of did, but it still fucking happened though.
No, I mean I'm talking about you pulled somebody who was a program into the real world as a human.
But see, here's the thing: the movie at least explained how that happened.
Yeah, the movie explained that,
now,
but still,
it doesn't. Now, if the movie didn't explain it, oh yeah, it'd be like, what the fuck? How did what's going on? What?
Or better yet, like no, and the fact now I can see if Martin actually runs into Victoria in his time, right after he got revived. But no, it was like 6 weeks that went by, and he just happened to see her reincarnation. I'm sorry. The dream reincarnation. Because again, you've never met these people, Martin. Yet you already know her just because of your dream. Even though she's a completely different person, but still, God, I hate these type of movies.
I mean, it doesn't even try, bro. That's what I'm saying. They don't even try.
And here's where the movie, I know this is saying a lot, lost me. Okay, so he doesn't get a number. And then he's running after her, falls back into the water, now he's in fucking Gladiator. And I was like, yo, fuck you, movie. So now you're saying the moat has magical property time powers now. With no rules,
none of that was explained. Like none of this was explored. No one talked about the moat.
Or Jamal, for some strange reason, has this huge, amazing fucking imagination, and he doesn't become a writer. That's what it kind of feels like to me.
Yo, is he Sam Beckett from fucking damn Quantum Leap and shit? Like, yo, is he just jumping in
That's
time?
What it feels
what are we doing here?
Oh my god! You know what? It doesn't matter. The movie is over.
Yeah, let me find out this mode actually is the time machine.
Yo, and you know what?
Now,
you know what? I am 100% glad this movie fucking semi-tanked and stuff. Cause you know what movie beat it? You know what movies beat it out opening weekend?
I know. This came out during Thanksgiving weekend, didn't it?
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
And a lot of
stuff came. A lot of stuff actually came out during November.
The combination of Pixar and fucking WB whooped his ass. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Monsters Inc. beat it out, and that fucking Brad Pitt, fucking what's his face movie Spy Game. Robert Redford.
And all of that just slaughtered this movie.
And then you got Shallow Hal on top of that, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, man. Ooh.
This movie didn't stand. First of all, the movie didn't stand a chance from the jump. It didn't matter what it went up against. It wasn't gonna hold. First of all, how do you have a budget of $50 million
as Martin.
Not even because Martin.
Where did the money put to?
No, where did that money go?
I mean,
where's the money?
$50 million.
I mean, we say that now. But I mean, now we say $50 million. It's like nothing compared to like $100 million and stuff. So $50 million, it's like,
No, bro. This is
no, Chris. Where do you see $50 million in that set? Did you see how shitty that set looked like? Did you see how shitty the set, the music, everything? Where did that $50 million go?
Three-quarters of it went to Martin. I'm telling you right now.
D, hold on. On top of that, this is $50 million in 2001 money.
Yeah. Where did the money go? Don't say CGI.
Was there CGI?
No, there wasn't. There was no.
That's what I'm saying.
There was no CGI.
Yo, to really show how cheap it is, that was fucking green screen when Martin went back to fucking Gladiator times.
Yeah, that part. There was a green screen for that. Shit. No, you want to know where the money really went? If you really think about this,
Coke.
That money. Yeah.
Because you need Coke in order to make this movie.
No, you want to know where it went? It really went into press and promotion. Because you gotta remember, they promoted the hell out of this movie.
Oh, they wanted it to succeed, but hey.
This wasn't like some sleeper movie that came out in 2001 and everybody forgot that Martin was in it. No, they promoted the hell out of this movie. And you want to know something else that came out? And let's just really be real here. It destroyed it because, at least for me, because I wasn't even thinking about it. Like, I wasn't even thinking about this movie because I was just happy as hell to get this. This was November 2001. CJ, guess what came out in that week of November 2001?
I did mention Harry Potter, but
no, it wasn't a movie. It was a particular game that came out.
Whoa! Metal Gear came out that time.
Yes, it did. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out on that week.
Are you telling me Kojima ordained that Black Knight was inferior to Metal Gear 2, so he just dropped it that day?
Hey, you know what?
I would say.
You know what? For the sake of our lore, yeah. For the sake of our lore of this movie.
Silly Martin Lawrence in Metal Gear 2 will beat you out.
I would say so because
but Kojima,
if I'm not mistaken, the original release date for that game was not supposed to be that late. Remember, this game came out late.
I'm sorry, I'm mad that our lore said Kojima was like, I put my dick on the table. Fuck you, Martin Lawrence. I put my game.
Kojima-san, why? Why do you hate Law and Lords? I hated Bad Boys.
Yes. He actually hates Martin's good movies.
No. Actually, no. Here's him. I'm a big fan of Tisha Campbell, and I feel what he did to Tisha was very disrespectful. That being said, make sure there's a really, really underage relationship in this movie with Emma and her brother.
Oh God.
Yo, real talk, man. I'm sorry, man. I feel Kojima loved Bad Boys up until he got... See, and this is Kojima being petty. I enjoyed Bad Boys up until Martin Lawrence said, you forgot your boarding pass. No. I got one for you just to show you how random and obscure Kojima can be sometimes. He would say, no, I hated Bad Boys. I never liked that movie. Not once. You know what? You want to know what my favorite Martin Lawrence movie is? Rebound.
No. He's going to go way... He's going to reach deep. A movie that he liked that Martin was in, Talking Dirty After Dark.
Like that? Wait a minute. You like that movie? Yes, I thought it was very profound. I thought it was actually a good commentary on African Americans during the 1990s. I feel that Hollywood underappreciated that movie too. Also, I'm a big Shucky Cario fan, and they killed him, so fuck them.
They killed him.
Oh man, so
okay, you know what? Seriously, F this movie. I really mean it. There's nothing redeemable about this movie. If you watch this movie, you're watching it because there's somebody older, and there's got to be like an older black person in the room that has the remote, and they are laughing. That's the only reason why you can't watch this movie.
Or it's 1 a.m. on a Saturday going into Sunday, and it's on TNT, and you're just drunk. And you're asleep on the couch, and it comes on, and you're too drunk to turn the channel, so you just listen to it as background noise as you're falling asleep.
Or I got one even better for you, because this has happened to some people. You're flipping the channels, and your batteries die on the channel that this movie just happened. happens to be on.
You're slapping it on your hand like turn.
You're slapping on your hand, and it won't turn. It won't turn. It's like 2:00 in the morning. You say to yourself, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna sit through this."
Nah, see what you do is you just switch the batteries out, and you get that 1 second of juice to turn the channel. That's what you do.
No, CJ, you tried that. That's what I'm saying. You tried everything. The batteries is done.
Or, and this is a weird thing that happened to you one time, and it didn't happen in this movie, but it happened in the same similar fashion. You were jerking off to a Skinamax movie, and you accidentally flipped the channel over to Showtime, and you see this movie on, and you're like, maybe I can get something out when that black girl come up.
All of a sudden, it's like Skinamax to fucking Red Shoe Diaries, and it's a fucking actual plot.
No. You're bad as crap. Like, man, this movie ain't gonna give me no titty. You turn back to Cinemax, all of a sudden they're showing like, I don't know, behind any lines. You mad as hell.
Yeah, you mad because you missed all the stuff. You mad because
you missed all the
you missed all the Skinamax shows, and you missed those super mediocre Skinamax movies or the Showtime movies that come on because you only have like a 2-hour block. That's all you did.
It's like, goddamn it, I missed Tracy Lord's tits. This is bullshit.
You only have a 2. Like, look, when it comes to Showtime, especially Showtime, not so much Skinamax. When it comes to Showtime, you are given a 2, sometimes 3-hour block of watching mediocre, or watching the most mediocre skin flicks.
I will literally start cracking up, man. I swear to God, whenever we do the episode and stuff, I will literally start cracking off fucking damn Skinamax stars' names that I was like, oh, looking pretty hot. Side tit action. All right, nice.
Side tit action.
Now, CJ, I'm gonna ask you something because I already had this conversation with D about this because I like seeing it in this movie. It really, really made me like. It really brought it to my attention. When you watch Black Knight, in retrospect, I'm watching this movie and I say to myself, I'm not watching Martin Lawrence in medieval. I'm not watching Martin Lawrence in England. I'm watching a 2-hour film of Dashie at medieval times.
Possibly, yeah.
No, because think about it. Go back and watch Dashie's sketch, his sketch comedy channel, and watch him all the way back from 2010. I recognized even back then that his style of comedy, his humor, all of his mannerisms, it's all from Martin.
Yeah.
You know what? It's kind of funny. With this does feel this is the full package of bad Martin to me, because Martin wasn't funny, the script wasn't funny, the things he did was not funny, but every now and then, okay, that's what you got. That's
every now and then throughout the movie, I would say like somewhere between the 5-minute mark and the 38-minute mark, and then the 52-minute mark, the movie just throws you this random ass curveball to say, "Holy shit, that was actually kind of funny." So yeah, so for our listeners, if you're still with us, we have not left L.A.
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh no, we haven't.
Oh no, we haven't.
Stayed in L.A.
Just so you know, the next movie again takes place in L.A.
With my
Peace
boy.
out, y'all.
Peace out.
Yeah.